Gonna bring out the Weaver again. CIS Rejects figured out how to play against it, but this time, do we see a support Weaver? Because we have the Luna on the table.
Yeah, I think you see the support we were in. This is now very tough for CIS Rejects. Yeah, any fat offlaner is gonna die to the Weaver Luna if they put the Weaver with Luna. With this V Gaming, they have a lot of flexibility because Luna loves laning with the IO, but she loves laning with the Weaver as well. Same can be said for most of the offlaners that are left, and Mars is one of those that I think CIS Rejects would want to get rid of. They'll go for the Darkseer, and here they are showing us how they want to play. They want the mid game. The Darkseer lineups, they come together when you get the first item on the Darkseer, be it a mech, be it a pipe, be it a Aghanim Scepter, which is the most common nowadays, and they just want to run in, not allow V Gaming to do anything. Yeah. Their Weaver is going to be on our side of the map where we're going to be in their Luna's face. That's going to be their gameplay here, and V Gaming, they do have damage, but they're gonna have to bring multiple heroes, and the Luna will have to have a relatively early eclipse to bring down the Spirit Breaker that is charging in with the Darkseer, giving him the shell and the surge as well.
Yeah, right now CIS Rejects, they're probably going to be focusing on the offlane bans.
10 seconds to
unless there's something going on with this Weaver IO, if they want to think about swapping them around. I don't think Lays wants to play a Puck 3. It was a thing for a while, but then it quickly fell off. It was super hard to lane with it too, because you need the XP. You're so experience dependent that meaning a Puck is usually always played in the mid lane because of all the spells. He doesn't do much with items early on, unless you get a Blink Dagger super well timed, because that allows you to be more nimble and moving around using a different type of way of using your illusory orbs. So I think like they're looking for an offlane hero here. And look at the amount of offlaners banned. Every single ban from CIS Rejects is an offlane hero. Every single one.
Yeah, every single one, literally. And now the Mars gets banned out. He would probably be the best one for V Gaming, just having a cage to put all of these mobile heroes in and then just bring them down with all of your AoE magic damage. He would be perfect. Also, V Gaming, you could say that they're lacking some pick-off damage, you know. Puck, he takes away half, maybe 60% of your HP, and there's the Mars to finish someone off. So it would have been amazing. But he will be taken out. V Gaming, they don't have much left in the tank, to be honest. We might see an unconventional offlaner coming out from them.
If Lays were to pick one of his heroes he's played so far in the tournament, which of these three do you think is the best one for them? OD, Tidehunter, or the Timbersaw? Sorry, the OD is actually banned, so wait, make it two heroes. Tidehunter or Timbersaw?
I think the Tide comes out as the best. The only thing that he's afraid of in this game is going to be the Invoker mana burn. The reason for the Tide is because the Darkseer and the Spirit Breaker, they love running in, right? And there are a few heroes in Dota that are really good against heroes that run in. Tide is definitely one of them, Tiny being the other one as well, but obviously we're not going to be seeing him here. So I think the Tide actually looks pretty solid here, and the counters on the side of CIS Rejects for the Tide are very, very limited here. Definitely, I think it would be a pretty solid one, and also some minus armor comboing with the Weaver. Also, IO could lane with the Tide and make sure that he has a good lane, but we'll see. Considering there's a Darkseer, you might need some more heals on the Luna.
It might just be IO Luna going together. We'll see if that's the thing. And the last pick, we're going to see a Centaur instead, so another unique hero here for Lays. So we were just thinking, what we were discussing were the probable heroes since he's already played them so far. But they decided to go for the Centaur. They have the Stampede to move around, early mobility, saving ability against the Luna, something against the Spirit Breaker Darkseer that's going to be charging in. So they need to react fast. There's not that much mobility on Luna. There's not that much mobility on the Centaur unless you have Stampede. So Puck and Weaver quickly get that backup that they require. And they also have the relocate plays around the map. Sadly, there's a Spirit Breaker on the opponent's side. So they're also just as effective with the global presence from CIS Rejects. And now the last pick. What does Ramses want to play? What does he want to play? He's played 5 heroes in the course of this tournament. Kunkka, Lifestealer, Medusa, Luna, and Morphling. Do we get to see another one Morphling game?
Maybe, but I actually like something like a Troll here. Looking at V Gaming, their kiting potential isn't the greatest. They have the line for the stuns. They have the vision from the Spirit Breaker. The Darkseer Surge is something that he likes playing with. Maybe something like a Sven comes to mind as well. Something that builds a relatively early BKB and is going to win a lane against the Centaur. Obviously, theirs and the Lifestealer would have been amazing, but they are banned out. So I think Troll is something that I would like to see here for CIS Rejects. And coming back to the Centaur pick, I like it in a sense that it brings some burst damage for V Gaming. So once he gets a Blink Dagger, him and the puck can actually go for kills straight up, find someone and kill him from 100 to 0.
Well, we're going down to the final seconds, and Ramses is going to bring out the Sven. A hero he has not played yet. We'll be bringing it out as a week 3 speciality. And we have our drafts on the table. Is this the draft for V Gaming to win this series against CIS Rejects? They got the map win victory, and they gave it up to CIS Rejects in the second one against the Terrorblade. There's a lot of worry in the air, especially because this Sven has got some easy targets to quickly snap and break and slash down.
I have to say that I'm liking the CIS Rejects draft more. Their late game is better. They hit the same timing when the Luna does, but the Sven having a BKB can actually stand his ground and find the Luna. Even with the IO there, I think the Sven still wins that 1 versus 1, and still the IO can't get too close because of all of the heroes that CIS Rejects have. The Darkseer, once they hit their timing on Pasha, he's definitely going to be super aggressive. I would like to see this Weaver on the safe lane with the Luna to try to shut down the Darkseer, because the path to victory for V Gaming here, it is to shut down the Darkseer, make sure that he doesn't get that first item fast. And if he does, if CIS Rejects start fighting, they're gonna create so much space for the Sven, annoy the Luna, he gets his BKB, they go in, and I don't know if you remember the meta when the Darkseer was being played constantly, and the Centaur as well, and the Sven was the strongest hero in that meta just because he benefits so much from the Stampede or from the Surge. You jump in, you kill one hero with the Sven, and then you get a Surge and you can continue going for more. So overall, I'm loving the CIS Rejects lineup. It just goes super well together, and they have a answer to everything that V Gaming have to offer here.
Well, they do have the upper hand again with the last pick coming in. V Gaming has been liking this Radiant side for themselves, but this is going to be the ultimate challenge for them to beat. They're really loving those TM Empire voice lines too. Getting that, you can almost say there's a bit of a battle roar, I guess, in some sense as well, because they are feeling it, and you can see that they are charging in to this Radiant Triangle. Trying to hope to find somebody here. There's a Laze at the back of it. Illusory Orb. They spot the Lion. They've got the vision for it, so that one kind of backfires, but at least they got to block that easy camp, so no farm for the puck to apply on this one. Antoa trying to play a bit of a bait here, trying to use a taunt as well. Got the tether, the charge doesn't quite go through. Very close to connecting. And it's not going to be a first blood.
Yeah, CIS Rejects, they don't really have that much damage level 1, you know, so they were hoping to catch someone really off guard, and Antoa.
Okay, they do. Well, I don't have any words for that. Don't go to the same place twice. You've already made it out once. Don't play with your life.
Well, yeah, once is enough, and this time around he was tethered to someone, so there was no way for him to escape. And this time around they were close enough with the Sven actually to combo the stuns easier. So where is the Weaver going to be laning? It seems like Arrow will be going towards the top lane. So the bottom lane, they want to be on the defensive. This will give Pasha a solid amount of farm on the Darkseer. When you start going aggressive with the Luna and the Io, you have the potential to kill someone, but the thing is there is a Spirit Breaker to stop your Luna. That is the main damage dealer, and then the Darkseer can get out. This is going to make sure that his laning phase goes relatively well, and once the first item comes out, probably going to be an Axe, but still could be something else as well. It's going to be very tough for V Gaming to be dealing with CIS Rejects overall.
I like in this mid matchup already, since you see the Illusory Orb picked up by the puck to secure the range creeps. Invoker decided to go for Wex instead of Quas, so we have the EMP to burn out the mana from the puck if he ends up being caught, and also has the potential to take those range creeps, since they also take a bit of damage. That's 100 mana burn into 60 damage, since it's 60%. You add the magic resistance on top, so that's about 50-ish damage that you're dealing with it. So
it's 60 on the creeps, because they don't have
60
any.
on the creeps, yeah. So it doesn't do that much onto the main hero itself. Still good for securing last hits in the end, though. Kind of looking at how these side lanes are going, because there's not going to be too much happening in mid, at least for these early level 2s, level 3s. Looking at top, for example, Laze with the Centaur up against Ramses on the Sven. Both are getting off to a pretty good start here CS-wise, making sure that they're landing every hit so far.
Yeah, I think Collapse showed everyone how you play the offlane. You play these heroes that are really good at last hitting. Just a second, we're gonna be seeing an attempt on the Weaver, and if Blaze doesn't get a stun, Arrow could be going down, but in the end, he will survive.
The South has been forced out, and Lays pushing F and G away. Seven stick charges make sure that the Weaver lives. If he had anything less than that, it would have been a kill from the last right click the Sven applied.
So anyways, coming back to Collapse and the off-lane approach, he always played heroes in TI that are good at last hitting. Centaur definitely falls into that category. In this meta, it's very important for your offlaner to get a ton of farm in the offlane so that he's strong enough to apply pressure around the map, that the enemies has to respond with multiple heroes to kill him and not just be paper like Pasha was in the last game. Yes, he won, but it was a struggle, right? So I'm liking that they're playing a Centaur. This hero has very good animation, very good CS potential, so if you're not an offlane player and are forced to play something there, this is a pretty good hero to go for. Obviously, Lays, he's not in that position, but still is going to be getting a ton of CS here, though can't really stop the Sven from getting the same amount as well.
Pretty calm start outside of that. Roger making sure that these creep waves are constantly pulled so that the Darkseer gets a bit of an advantage here. Takes a lot of damage, as you can see. Luna and both the IO, they right-click pretty hard. 2 points picked up in the Blessing. See if he sticks to 2 or goes for 3. I think we might have seen one game where we saw the Luna go for 3 points of it. Weaver getting stunned up. FNG waiting for the cooldown to come off of the Earth Spike. He's a bit too far away, though. If he did get the stun out on the Weaver in time, that could have been a second kill for CIS Rejects.
And the bottom lane, we are seeing the brawl happening at all times. V Gaming, they are playing super aggressive before the Darkseer hits level 2, because when he does, those Iron Shells are gonna start hurting Roger. Actually forced to take a little bit more experience from his Darkseer than he would like to, but finally we'll have a level 2 shell, so we might be seeing CIS Rejects go for a little bit more of an aggressive play there, but they first need to get their regen up, because V Gaming, they do just a lot of damage with the overcharge.
Roger taking a lot of damage, but knowing the Lucent Beam has been used, he's able to charge to safety. Posh is there. Antoa wants to keep up the chase, and TA2000 wants to connect the creep waves. He's able to do so, and now our creep wave is in a very odd place. I don't think we've ever actually seen the creep wave connect in the river like this. Darkseer's Iron Shell is there. Oh, look at that. Still, Pasha taking so much. Forced away again. Now there's creeps under the tower, and Luna's missing last hits.
This approach from V Gaming goes to show that they know how to utilize the Wisp properly. And Toa, I think you said that he had 3,000 games on the Wisp, if I'm not mistaken. That's so much. And TA2000, he is probably going to be listening to every cue that the Wisp says. Yo, let's fight here, let's farm here, let's do this now. Because he knows the limits of this hero and any matchup that goes with it. So V Gaming on this bottom lane really doing a stellar job for now. Shutting down the Darkseer. The Wisp might not be looked at as an aggressive hero, but with the Luna we can see that they're doing quite a lot.
Yeah, some decent damage here with the early bashes. But Darkseer once again, Pasha. As soon as they take that commitment, it almost feels like it's a better one for V Gaming, because they almost get the kill on the Darkseer. Would have needed 1 or 2 more right clicks and that would have done the job, but really they're stretching their limits here with these heroes. And Antoa also gets so much as a benefit. I really like this Luna IO combo, mainly because of the Lunar Blessing and the buff it applies to the IO, and IO also having a lot of attack speed to provide with the overcharge. This makes it a really dangerous duo. And if you can't play aggressive against these two, every trade you take, you see is going to end up just like that. The Darkseer is just a piece of wet paper. I think I've been talking with that phrase a lot, because you sometimes struggle killing Darkseers, but this Darkseer is really super weak against these two.
Yeah, for now he can't do much, and that's why Roger, he's going to be going towards the mid lane to try to force something happen, but Hayes, he does survive that attempt on his life. The idea now from the Spirit Breaker is force out the TP of the IO somewhere else and then go for the Luna. Luna is still gonna die to the double Ion Shell. But if the Wisp is in the vicinity, there's just no way that they can do it, and they're actually putting the Darkseer in trouble. So Roger will be trying to make something happen with the charges here and there, but the thing is, the puck is in the mid lane and not really a hero that needs help against the Spirit Breaker and then an Invoker.
Yeah, they can't get this creep wave because Antoa is also babysitting it. He's even tethering a melee creep. Away Okay, stun connecting onto the Centaur, TP coming in from the Invoker, and that is a rotation with the Urn. They want the Urn charges so badly, but it's a difficult job against the Vanguard. They can't get it quite done. FNG is going to go down. Puck rotating 2 to Preskin in trouble. He's going to get the Tornado onto 2 by some time, but the coil's about to end, and the leash is over. The Illusory Orb will come out, and there's no more spells remaining. Dodges the stun from Ramses. Beautiful from Hayes. Arrow might die for it, but it's still totally worth it, because Invoker, no charges. Ramsey's even dead. Triple kill for the Puck. What a play from this absolute Chad.
Yeah, V Gaming just amazingly done their CIS Rejects, thinking that they could fight a little bit earlier than it is actually possible. I think they're being pressured a bit by the Luna getting too much, but the timing of their team just isn't now. They needed to be a little bit more patient. This Centaur with the Vanguard is way too tanky, and we come back to it. Panda, the offlaner gets so much farm, and on the bottom lane, we're gonna see a
3v1
go as well.
3v1, but can't get to Roger. Antoa providing vision. 750 extra night vision from Lunar Blessing, getting the Lucent Beam to cancel the charge. They can't do it during the nighttime. But as said, that top lane, what just happened there, that really opens up Puck's game, and it's a triple net worth lead. 2,000 gold in favor for V Gaming. They found Antoa. A lot of resources on it. They get the IO kill, and now Luna suddenly feels a bit weaker because there's no buffs to be provided. Invoker, does he have a tornado available? Is he going to be in range for it? He's got 12 seconds for it, so he's not going to get to use it. TA2000 makes his way to safety.
Yeah, that was a really solid attempt coming out from CIS Rejects to finish him off as well, but just not enough bashes gotten there. But Darrow, poor guy, he's gonna have a Shikuchi in a second. Tornado. Beautifully done.
Yeah, that's a good read there from the Invoker. And Ramsey's also recognizing that he should take a couple hits onto the Weaver right away. He had his ulti up for about 2 hits, and then he run out. Weaver thought that he was okay. Suddenly an Invoker. Really good reaction, because you need to time those. That couldn't have been a more better time teleport from the Invoker.
Yeah, just amazingly done. Depressed Kid, now he has 2 turn charges. He's going towards the Spirit Vessel, very much needed. We saw how much the Spirit Vessel changed in the first game, and they needed here as well CIS Rejects, because the Wisp, the Centaur, they're just not gonna fall without that item. Even the Luna is gonna be a tough kill before you do get it. But Depressed Kid, being a participant of 4 kills, we'll have that one fairly soon, and that's gonna be the first timing for CIS Rejects, the second one, and the most important one obviously being this Darkseer coming online, who for now just has the Arcane Booted. And it seems like Pasha is going for a Blink Dagger. They want a combo with the Darkseer and the Sven, and we might be seeing some cool moves here from CIS Rejects if Pasha does go through with this item.
Yeah, okay, I can see that working. It's not your most traditional first item for a Darkseer, but they feel like they have the need to make plays, then obviously that's the option you should go for. Then go for the Blink Dagger, be able to get the Vacuum. You've got Roger, you've got the Sven, you've got the Invoker. You need to close in distances, and the closer the Darkseer is, the better place you can get, more efficiency out of his ulti. But it's kind of like, it has to work. You also, like, if you're going on a Blink Dagger on the Darkseer, if it doesn't work out, you're forcing him to take part in team fights and cause havoc, and he's not really going to be farming with that. He's not going to be assisting the rest of his team except for putting himself all in, kind of.
Yeah, it's definitely a weird play for a first item. I don't know if CIS Rejects really feel the pressure that much right now. Yes, the Luna is gonna be tough to deal with given how good her lane went, but the Sven is still quite close to her, or is actually ahead of her in terms of farm. But now Pasha on the bottom lane.
They're toying the whole time here in bottom. They hope to get the Weaver. They wanted to set a spring a trap, but they just can't get it done. Hayes with another double. 5 kills for this Puck in total. They've been waiting for who knows how long for Arrow to show. He always shikuches into the wave, into the trees, goes back into the trees, and when he finally reveals himself, Puck has TP'd in with a coil, and now we see that Witchblade Puck coming out. So he's going to be dealing a heck of a lot more damage, and now Arrow is also going to be smoking up with him, making a rotation towards mid. Antoa is the one to fall there. Bit deep under the tower. Looks like a Tornado Cold Snap combo had been used. FNG, if Roger, they're also smoked up towards the top lane, but there's no Luna to be found there.
It's a solid attempt with the first Finger of Death, but you know, when the same meta is happening for 3, 4, 5, 6 months. I don't even know anymore. Every carry is gonna be seeing those moves coming, and the A2000s, he gets himself away. When Antoha is next to him, he doesn't fear anything. And now next with a pet piggy going into the jungle to continue farming. Still the Sven being on top of the Luna, and that is a big thing. He's going for a Blink Dagger as well, so CIS Rejects will put a lot into that combo of a Blink Vacuum into a Sven stun.
If we know anything about this team, they should be able to pull off those moves. Still need to see how they actually and finally play it out. Fun stuff to also consider the history of CIS Rejects. We think about like Evil Geniuses, for example, with Ramses playing in the team for a bit. That was only not too many months ago during this year when he was still playing with them during DPC earlier on. Then he jumped into Navi. Well, we all know that the Navi story was a bit sad. Didn't make it into TI either, with their basically kicking players, changing the roster, and then coming up with the same players or somewhat-ish players and not making it through. Puck is going very deep. Relocate is coming in too. So talk about that. Ramses is the guy to be surrounded. Gets the two-man stun. Vacuum is going to come out with a wall of the finger onto Hayes. They're going to take down the Puck. They're going to lose this Darkseer. Maybe. Yes, they will. And here comes the Depressed Kid from the backlines. The EMP is there. And the relocate back to safety. And only Lays is going to be there. Ramses still pops his ulti because he wants this kill. And he gets that kill. But it's a 2-for-1.
Yeah, this is V Gaming just being a bit too aggressive before they get the blink on the center. If he had the blink there and they jumped on the Sven, they would definitely get the kill. There would be no doubt about it. But on the top lane, we're gonna see the Spirit Breaker turn into a pick. He's gonna be fine. Still with the Invoker coming in. T-Panda, we could see an engagement on the top lane as well.
They are reading the movements here, and Depressed Kid is there. Roger's there. He's lining up for the charge. They want to go for the IO, and they will get the chance to jump on Antoa. He breaks the tether distance, and he can't quite get it. He does. The tornado misses from Depressed Kid, and the vessel's not going to do enough damage. Sunstrike. Oh, so close. Just a couple pixels to the left, and it would have hit.
Yep, so IO there sending some hearts to the Invoker, and Depressed Kid, he didn't have the heart to finish him off there, missing the tornado, missing the Sunstrike by a pixel, as you mentioned, and in the end the Wisp does survive. But very nice move coming out from CIS Rejects in the end. It doesn't result in a kill. Still now, Lays will be getting a Blink Dagger, so next time that the Puck wants to make a move like that, this Sven, he will be going down. If they did connect with the stun Ramses, he wouldn't have been able to juke around the trees. But still, very nice play.
I would like to go... Okay, let's see about what Weaver's situation is going to be. Okay, they've lined up the charge and arrow. That should be a dead Weaver. He does have time-lapse available, so if he's able to jump back all the way to the secret shop, does he get it? Nope, not going to get it this time. Puck goes into Hayes! Ooh, Hex is there too. The Stampede will be set up. The stun is there, and the Spirit Breaker gets taken down as a bit of a trade there, but Hayes has to be careful with those because he blinked into a stun. Depressed Kid is coming in too. Cold Snap Vessel. Roger calls a pause because he is disconnected. But before we break down this fight, I do want to jump back to the fact when he brought out they didn't wait for the Blink Dagger. What caused them to make such an aggressive play on that bottom tier 1 tower that they didn't wait 400 gold for the Blink to come back up on the Centaur and then make the play?
The thing is, their positioning was awesome, right? And in Dota, sometimes waiting for items is a bad move. Because, you know, you might not get that position one more time. They had all 5 of their heroes. They thought that the damage is going to be there. But the Sven is not a hero that is being played too much right now. So you kind of underestimate how tanky he can be. You know, if it was a Kunkka, they wouldn't dive just because the hero is being played a lot right now. So you kind of have the sense of how strong he is. The Sven, you're like, yo, we can kill this guy. But suddenly he uses the war cry. He starts screaming, and his armor gets too high for you not to be able to finish him off. Also, Ramses, he really did have some nice moves there, but you know, it's always better to die on the aggressive than to die on the defensive. So I think that V Gaming, it wasn't that bad of a move per se. You know, it still forced out a lot of TPs from CIS Rejects. Yeah, you lose some heroes that you otherwise wouldn't. But Ramses, if he would have died and he got very close, it still would have been worth it with all of the rotations forced. And now Roger is back, and our fight is gonna be continuing, so I give the mic back to you, T-Panda.
It is about to unfold. So Sven has his God Strength cast already over halfway. He's got a stun available. Lion has Earth Spike there too. Cold Snap and Vessel. This should be a dead Centaur. What I'm thinking about for V Gaming here, though, is Luna has a TP. Puck has his TP boots, but he's right next to the situation already. Has an illusion rune that he could potentially use for his advantage. But IO no teleport. I think that's the big one here. He has no teleport scroll. It's also on cooldown, so we're going to see a dead Centaur. But what does Haze do? They turn around. Luna's going to come in with a buyback via the TP as well, but it's a complete disaster. I believe they should have just sacked the Centaur and got the puck out of there, but they made a bold move to turn around, and they both got vacuumed into a stun, and that's easy pickings. That's really easy pickings.
I don't think you expect a Blink Dagger on the Darkseer. I don't think they do it again if they are in a similar situation, but Pasha just coming in with the Blink there, usually expecting to have a first item mech or a axe just to make his team a bit more tankier, but overall Pasha going for this kind of an item. It surprised V Gaming for sure, giving a beautiful fight to CIS Rejects and propelling this Sven into an even higher, into even bigger heights in terms of net worth than Ramsey. So we talked about it. He can stand his ground against the Luna, especially if his team, he just tells them, let me go alone. If they force him alone, there are no glaives bouncing around TA2000. He will not stand a chance in a 1 versus 1 scenario against the Sven, and that's what CIS Rejects want to make happen.
TP is coming top because they've seen the Luna, they've seen the IO. This ward right here has located them. Roger, Pasha, FNG smoked up, and they have the Invoker as well. One good Tornado, one good Cold Snap, something that they need on the Luna. Antoa no relocate for 10 seconds, and now the IO just charged in for his death as well. So that's going to be 2 quick kills for CIS Rejects. They saw this coming a mile away. They were ready for it. Meanwhile, in mid, Ramses is the one being encroached here by Arrow and Lays, but they don't have the damage for this. And now Spirit Breaker's on his way. FNG's on his way. But they're going to let these two slide. They've already found the most important kill they could find.
Yeah, that's definitely the one that you're looking for, the one that's gonna hit the timing for V Gaming. They go for a smoke because they understand they can't sit idly. They need to make something happen, get a kill so that their Luna can get out on the map, and the Invoker will be caught.
Maze goes for the blink. Invoker taking a lot of damage. Can they secure this kill? Yes, they can. Isolated. Spirit Breaker on the run. FNG. He's got no stun. He does have a Hex. Do they turn around? Pasha. This is your time for your blink to shine, but he doesn't have the wall available. He's just casually farming a camp while the rest of them are being hunted down. And Roger's charging away. Looks like he's moving all the way from this one. So they just get the Invoker kill and straight to Roche. I like this play.
Yeah, the thing is now, V Gaming, they knew that they were weaker, so they had to make a play that's gonna surprise CIS Rejects and then get an objective. They're gonna get the most important one, being the Roche. They've already taken down the top tier one, the mid tier one, so there are no towers for CIS Rejects to use to defend this Roche. And Ramses showed himself on the bottom lane. His team understands the importance of pushing out the lanes, and they'll go for a smoke because V Gaming, they're not in a position to fight at this point.
They're also probably not even expecting it. Roger charging in on the Centaur. Arrows there. Haze is there. Pasha. Beautiful back wall. Like the wall is not there. Still on cooldown for 3 seconds. Now he's got it. I thought he was going for the back wall, but he just threw in the vacuum, and that's it. So a bit of a play. A bit of a bait play there. But nothing really happening. They're still standing under this ops ward, and they see every movement. Depressed Kid's already out of there. Look at the mini-map, man. Or even look at this zoom out. And we've got 3 wards right next to each other in this one small area.
Yep.
Very untraditional.
The side of CIS Rejects, they understood the importance of protecting the Roche in this one, and they didn't do it. So they also placed those wards just for the fight now, and still V Gaming, they get themselves out, and now they're the ones chasing for a fight with TA2000 being on the top lane. He actually isn't the one with the Aegis. They gave it to the Puck. Interesting. So Antoa probably doesn't want to save anyone else, just the Luna, and they're gonna let Haze fend for himself.
Haze is so squishy, and Luna's probably still farming, so they want to use this as a fighting ability on the Aegis. And now with the Sven relocates coming in, 600 HP on Ramses, pops his BKB. Pasha gets the back 1-2. The wall is there as well. Roger being pushed out. The Darkseer is going to lose his life as he's going to get pummeled down by V Gaming. They found the first kill. They forced the ultis out, but the relocate, as soon as it ends, they are pushed all the way back to the jungle to continue farming for TA2000. You could say that's it's a minor victory here for V Gaming, getting the Darkseer and forcing out the ulti.
And the perfect jump on Ramses. If Ramses didn't lose like 60% of his HP there and had the bug on him, he definitely would have used the God Strength, and then that vacuum wall would have been amazing. But in that kind of a fight, you can't really communicate everything with your team. That's why we see CIS Rejects. They're still just a stack and not a team. And Pasha, he couldn't really read the mind of Ramses there to know what his carry wanted to do, with Ramses getting out and forcing out his 9-second BKB. V-Gaming are going to be more than happy.
They see the Invoker. They've got vision on him all this time. Dust applied. There's a Hex. The stun is there, but the BKB from TA2000 is going to be enough to not get hit by the Deafening Blast and continue right-clicking away. Invoker dead for 40 seconds. And you said that exactly, I think, almost the magic words, that they're still not playing as a unified team. They're still searching for their strengths, and I think that's also coming up with the talks with Feel the Pain, that they need to work on their communication, and then they will become a solidified unit and a real force to be reckoned with.
So, CIS Rejects are geared up for a fight, looking at their heroes. But V-Gaming, they're definitely in a stronger timing right now if CIS Rejects don't hit their spells properly, right? So, V-Gaming, they just need to mind their positioning, not play too much together, and CIS Rejects, if they go for ganks on 1 or 2 heroes, they're gonna be giving away some towers. But I still think it's the right play. You need to delay this game as much as possible, and they're going for smoke with the puck tipping mid. Arrow is a genius.
That's a genius teleport, exactly. It's very calculated into the last moment as well, because that smoke getting popped while he teleports away and revealing the rest of them to get a bit of a disengage. Puck has Aegis for another minute and 20 seconds. Does Hayes get the opportunity to use it? It looks like they're stacking up for a smoke, which is in IO's inventory. One hero should be revealing himself somewhere. But right now, it's just a full 5-man smoke, and they have set their eyes on the top lane. Somebody's going to farm it. Who's going to farm it? Depressed Kid is there. And with that, the meatball right outside of vision. Do they find him, though? The 2000 walks past them, and smart move, smart call by the Invoker there, not to fully reveal himself. Even the dust misses. Very nice.
CIS Rejects have solid heroes to push out the side lanes. That's where the puck and the relocate come into play, and that's why these 5-man smokes from V-Gaming isn't something that I like that much, because they can definitely use the Luna or the puck to split push and then just join the fight later on. You know, you have the Wisp relocate, or you'll have these boots of travels on the puck. You can definitely make it happen. On the other hand, the Spirit Breaker and the Darkseer, they can do the exact same thing, but V-Gaming definitely better catch at this point. Coil into a relocate can get you a kill, and V-Gaming, they would feel so much more confident around the map if just one hero from CIS Rejects was dead. Without it, though, they're not going to be that dominant around the map, and they're still trying to find that one kill. But CIS Rejects really solid positioning in this one, and they will finally wait out the Aegis.
Well, they found one Obs Ward with the sentry placed down. They don't get to find the second one, which is on the edge of the stairs. Now they have a Lotus Sword picked up on the Centaur, as that Aegis also came to an end on the puck. So a 3-minute minimum timer till Roche is going to be spawning. We could almost start to think about the next potential Roshan spawn timer, since we have a moment here. What do you think? I think we saw one. We've seen 10 seconds being the fastest Roche spawn in our casts.
It's probably not gonna be faster than that, you know. It's very rarely even below a minute, I have to say. But CIS Rejects, before the next Roche, they need to be looking towards this mid lane tower. They constantly need that wave pushed in, and the problem is that they can't do it directly. So maybe pushing the bottom lane, forcing a TP there, and then getting the mid lane tower is gonna be a good. But V-Gaming, they understand the importance of it, and they rather protect the mid tier 1 than the bottom tier 2 just because of the Roche control.
Yeah. Smoke up on the edge of vision. They've seen it though. FNG's got a prime position to find everyone. They see the IO. The charge is also on the back line. It's not going to be enough though. The Luna taking heavy damage with the back wall on 2. Ramsey's got him. Arrow's trying to get himself out of there, but it's too late for this bug to go anywhere though. Hayes comes to the rescue, finds a return kill. The fight's spreading into 2 spots right now. The other part is chasing Antoa. The other is still a potential fight here, but Hayes, he's got no targets to hit. He wants to stay farming here for a second, even being a bit playing with his life here for a second. But V-Gaming, They played under the enemy's vision, and they paid their lives for it. And now maybe even Arrow getting killed as he does not manage to run away from the Invoker. Sunstrike is there. Manages to run out for a bit longer, but still, Weaver, he's not in the clear yet.
Okay.
Okay. He makes it out. Okay.
Okay, so what happened there? Oh, just a second, let's follow. Hayes might be in some trouble.
Yeah, Arrow just got out, but Hayes is not going to be as lucky. Roger's chasing him in the trees. Illusory Orb thrown out. Blinks into the trees, and he is okay. He's buying some time. As TA2000 is there. They're under the ward, though, so V Gaming has got themselves some reinforcements, and TA2000 charging the front here. But we won't see a fight here.
Yeah, so overall, what happened there? It was that the Darkseer blinked out, giving a full sense of security to V Gaming. FNG, perfect positioning, and he was the one that won that fight for them. His stun is the thing that made it all happen. The A2000 definitely not going to be surviving all of the damage from the Sven, especially with the Lion Finger, and that's when the fight was immediately lost for them. So, I think V Gaming, they need to be content with contesting the top part of the map before the Roche, and once you do get the Roche, then you go and fight your enemies. It's gonna be a relatively early Roche respawn time, but CIS Rejects, after that fight, they're gonna be getting some nice items going their way, the main one being the BKB on the Invoker. If he gets it before the Roche fight, that will be a big influx or a big power spike for the entirety of the team, though at least luckily for V Gaming, it seems like the press kit won't have anywhere to finish off that item, and the Roche fight should be a bit hard for CIS Rejects just because of the vision disadvantage.
CIS Rejects now making a bit of a wraparound as well. They know they have control of the bottom half of the map. Roger spouted out with a sentry. Can he TP away? They found him. The Yules there to cancel the teleport. He has to lose a team to follow up. And with that silence, they make sure they find one kill. But they're also getting pushed in the bot lane by Depressed Kid. As soon as they find them, they force the glyph because they need to keep their tower alive in bottom. And they also use theirs to protect their top tower. But look at this Hayes going in with that Puck ulti. He's got the coil on the Invoker. Here comes the relocate, and Invoker is the next casualty, and they could still take a fight. Ramses wants to go in, but they just blink past him, and the Sven's gonna get kited. He's got the bug on him, but the BKB tries to TP away and should be able to TP out as Pasha is still being chased. They've got the vision from the Fey Grenade, and Hayes is not giving up this chase. If he has anything to say about it, he wants the silence before the surge goes off, but there's a fresh BKB that they could be looking to burn off at the Darkseer, which they will.
If they had killed the Darkseer straight into Roche, even without the kill, I feel like you go there. There's no God Strength. Sven without it is just not that much of a threat to you. And then Toa already going in to check it. No, he's not gonna walk in just yet. CIS Reject, it started off well for them.
They're just, not, yeah. I think they're communicating something else than checking Roche at the moment. And Toa's drawing a line into the top lane.
Yeah, they want to fight. That's actually the smarter move in the Roche. They could be caught by a big vacuum wall. Pasha is out.
Creep wave is too far away, so they don't... Yeah, Antoa is the one. He wants that tower. I think this comes down to as well what you said. Antoa is the one calling the shots right now. Where to be, what to do with this IO, and where does this Luna need to be. So we could see there that he really wants that top tower down. But they're retreating back to farming, and they don't get any objectives with those 2 kills.
Yeah, IO players, we all love them. We love them so much, especially playing against them. Anyways, so that was really fun what happened in the last 3 minutes of this game. So first, Roger dies on the top lane. Let's follow up this poor Weaver getting destroyed here. First off, like, Roger died on the top lane, but he allowed the mid lane tower to go down. He set up CIS Rejects for a good position to go into the Roche pit, right? It was basically this position that they're in now. They're going towards it, but Ramses, he really wants to be going inside of it. If he gets stunned up by the centaur, he could easily die. Still, CIS Rejects, they're going forward, and this will be a fast Roche if V Gaming don't respond.
Illusory Orb into the pit. They've got the vision. Weaver coming with the buyback. They recognize this is the fight to take. They need to go there. 2-man stun from Lays, and a beautiful nuke coming in as well. Ramsey's dropping low on HP, and they will take him down through the BKB or whatnot. They've taken ages for themselves into the hands of TA2000. And with that, disaster strikes CIS Rejects, and Hayes is hunting for more. He's hungry for blood at this point. Can't quite get to the Lion. Depressed Kid trying to split push this bot lane while this Lion gets hunted down by Hayes. And now is the time for V Gaming What do they do with this? And Toa, he thanks that his buddy's finally with him to take that top tower, but they're splitting in 2 lanes at the same time. Relocate to bottom. They don't even need it. They don't even need it because they've got the kill on the Invoker without the relocate. But Laze is left alone. He's going to get hit by the charge from Roger. And they see the relocate animation is still around that area. They don't jump him, though, because it's just these two. And they're going to lose Rax, Harry. It's V Gaming, baby.
Yeah, V Gaming are just playing amazing Dota here, but CIS Rejects there. Ramses, a few years ago, he would have responded to the BKB, the hoof stomp. It has a big animation. Because of it, they'll lose their ocean. Now, look at this Pasha.
They lost another.
They
lost another. The Darkseer dead. Roger trying to kill the creeps, but it's just not going to be enough. They've got plenty of time before the backdoor protection kicks in to get these racks in the top lane, and they've done it. They've secured a lane of racks for themselves, and now they can focus on the mid and the last lane on the bot lane too. 8,000 gold ahead. V Gaming have taken control.
You don't go for that play that CIS Rejects made ever unless you're like, I'm gonna respond with my BKB before the stun 100%, right? Because you know that they will come there. They know you're inside. And Ramses, he went for it. His fingers, it seems like they just weren't ready. And Ramses, because he goes down there in the Roche pit, now this game is I don't want to say impossible, but very hard for CIS Rejects. Of course, they have this big team fight. They have vacuum wall into multiple stuns. But you don't want to be put in a position where Luna suddenly is unkillable with 2 lives on her, and even the butterfly ready. The Satanic will be there in no time. I feel like this Luna got 2 items in a matter of a few minutes.
Yeah.
And CIS Rejects for now, they're just not capable of dealing with those. They need a big team fight.
They need a big team fight, and for sure this is now a very dangerous water to tread if you are CIS Rejects, because they were supposed to be the fan favorites for this series. But are they good enough? Are they those same old legendary players they were a couple years ago? Can they come together? Because if V Gaming takes this one, that's going to be a morale loss. That's going to be a huge hit. This is going to be looking for a beautiful left wall from them, and they completely obliterate V Gaming on the spot, but the chance for another reinitiation is still there. TA2000 trying to run away from this Illusion army. Roger pushing them away. FNG will go down. Ramses on the chase with his ulti. He wants to look for some targets, but the Sven, he's going to get control, but does he get the damage out? Look at the guy, but he's going to fall down. Ramses popped his Titanic. He's still holding, but it's not enough. And V Gaming, they've taken this Sven, and they're retreating. 9 Pasha tries to make his way out. Hayes is on top of him. The silence is there. Hayes trying to chase it all the way, but I don't think it's going to be enough. He's got the blink to get himself out of there. Ramses, he faced the impossible after that beautiful initiation, but it was not enough. When his BKB ran out, there was no way the Sven was going to beat them all by himself. It was so close, but not enough. Pasha, another back wall on 3, and FNG causes him to die as a result of it. Roger goes down to TA2000. V Gaming are doing the impossible here. They're taking out CIS Rejects one by one, and with this Mitrax open, they could potentially even look to win the game here, Harry.
Yeah, and it seems like that's gonna be the play for them. They're actually going forward. They smell blood, and they want to destroy CIS Rejects right here and now.
They want to get the press kit, but he's down to 400 HP. He's going to survive a bit longer, but this Invoker has to go all the way back to the fountain, and his BKBs ran out too. These mid-racks, they're still up for a couple seconds, but as soon as the Luna again approaches these buildings, Hayes is the one to actually leave it to 13 HP. Luna getting charged, but the Lotus Orb, another normal punch thrown in. There's an illusion of a Centaur in the middle, but it doesn't do anything to them at this point. Sven's coming up in 3 seconds, though, and Sven has an ulti. CIS Rejects, can they still keep up the chase? Do they want to go for it? Roger, he's got the call. He wants to go in. He's angry. He's furious right now, and he gets the charge on the Centaur. He's still hiding. He's giving vision. CIS Rejects. Ramses is the one to show up. He does have his ulti ready. He needs 5 seconds for the Blink Dagger too. Arrow on the side. Looks like they can't go that deep, and they're back to defending their base. The pressed kid is the one to cut that top wave too, and V Gaming have dealt a huge blow to CIS Rejects and one step closer to victory, Harry.
Yeah, some amazing fights here coming out from both teams, but CIS Rejects definitely showing that they still have it in the tank to win this one. They can't get pickoffs, they can't split push the map, but they can definitely teamfight V Gaming. Still very, very close to victory, closer than CIS Rejects, but I don't think that you go for a play before you have the Aegis. CIS Rejects, if they catch you off guard, if they catch you on the back foot, you will lose the fight, and V Gaming now definitely aware of it, will keep themselves in the back, keep themselves controlling the part of the map that they want, and we see they don't want to leave their base without the smoke. Is this the fight or just to control the map? It seems like they want to fight, which I think might be a too impulsive move right now, and CIS Rejects, they have the
smoke.
exact same
Everybody.
idea.
Everybody is in this right now. Depressed Kid on the front. TH1000 is going to be there too. The Luz and Beam, they're going to pop the BKB, the Invoker. Pasha going for the vacuum, only landing onto one hero. The Luna going to be pushed back to them as well, but the Spirit Breaker down to half HP. Ramses coming with the BKB, going to take down the IO. Will be able to take down Antoa, but he's running out of his BKB charge at the same time as they've taken down Depressed Kid and FNG and V Gaming. They've got 2 kills, and those ones don't have buyback. 9 Pasha trying to make a run for it, but Arrow has the Yules, and the Darkseer's in trouble. The Darkseer's in trouble. 9 Pasha, no buyback. Nothing remaining on CIS Rejects. They don't have any buybacks remaining, but the Weaver getting pushed around again with another vacuum. Blaze coming in with the stun. They're going to take down the Darkseer, and they're pushing away the Spirit Breaker too, and Sven can't do anything. Ramses has nothing left to give. His ult is on cooldown for 70 seconds. V Gaming might have just done the big upset. What Nemiga couldn't do, what Bait couldn't do. 3 maps in a row. They had their opportunities to take a victory. CIS Rejects made the comeback. This time, not gonna happen. V Gaming, they pull off the upset and they dismantle the all-star team of CIS Rejects.
Yeah, that last fight for CIS Rejects showing that they were shaking in their boots when you are expecting to win a game. I think you talked about it, Panda. When you're expecting to win a game and everything starts going badly, you're gonna start getting a bit antsy, a bit not so comfortable about what's going on, because you thought that you were going to be destroying this team, and then you start making mistakes. That last fight from CIS Rejects forced out for no reason. Pasha jumping in without having the wall. He had the vacuum and the normal punch. That's about it. And then Ramses, you have no other choice but to follow your teammates into death. In the end, CIS Rejects, they lost that last fight, but V Gaming, this was not a team fight that won them this game. It was movements and understanding how to play their draft from start to finish, and I think this is the first and maybe the last time that V Gaming will be allowed to play a Wisp in this EU Division 2.
What a battle in the end. Like, you could really see that V Gaming had their strengths. They were prepared for this day. They came in with such a hunger, because that first game was a dominant performance from them. They knew and understood what they needed to do. Game 2, a bit iffy though with that early game. They came out pretty well with it. They understood the facts, what they wanted to do, but the Terrorblade, they had no answer to it, allowing CIS Rejects to just snowball out of hands after the 30-minute marker. But this last game, the team fight, the coordination, the communication, despite playing such all-star players, they really showed integrity in their gameplay.
Integrity. I mean, just kidding. Anyways, V Gaming, they if you look at their damage dealt by their heroes, it's really not that high, showing that they chose their targets well in this game. On the other hand, CIS Rejects, the Darkseer, the Sven, they were doing a lot of damage in this game, but overall, those were just a few fights. Overall, when you look at the damage dealt by V Gaming and them getting 26 kills, it shows that their movements on the map, they were crisp. They knew exactly where they wanted to fight, how they wanted to fight. They made a few mistakes, but you know, CIS Rejects, they're still a Dota team. They will catch you on the back foot at some point. That did happen, but not enough times. CIS Rejects, they went for this heavy team fight lineup, and in the end, they just weren't able to execute. They were maybe 1 or 2 team fights away from turning it all around, but V Gaming, with good positioning and good understanding, they will read them like a book. And today, they were the better team. They didn't win by cheesing. They played better than the side of CIS Rejects.
And also the drafting. You think about Antoa getting his IO into the last game and just showing why he is that great talented IO player, and really against a team like CIS Rejects, truly, this was the stage. This was really the stage for it too. So just very like I don't know. I'm happy for them. I can't express myself in any other way except that I'm happy of what I have seen today, provided by V Gaming, and man, have they really upped their game. This was an important victory for them, an open qualifier victor team that now has an actual opportunity of keeping themselves inside this DPC in the lower division, maybe even compete for upper division maybe at this pace, because you took down one of the top 3 favorites.
I have to say, V Gaming, I feel like they struggle against someone who pressures them in the beginning. That's why they lost against Gambit. If I remember correctly, they looked pretty bad. CIS Rejects, a team that has been focusing more on the later stages of the mid game and the late game, are a perfect matchup for them, right? Because they can hit their timings with the heroes that they want, which is around the 25-30 minute mark, and they did so in game 2 and 3. In the second one, they kind of fell short just a little bit before that. But overall, I think this was also, not to take a lot away from CIS Rejects, this was a bad matchup for them. V Gaming, they understand how to play in the mid game quite a lot.
Yeah, it was a difficult game for them for sure. And by the looks of it, I hear we have an interview ready with Arrow. Congratulations, man, with your win against CIS Rejects.
Thanks a lot.
Let me push your volume up just a tiny bit as I talk you through here. You've gone the full distance of 3 maps in this series against CIS Rejects. You took the first map for yourselves. What were you feeling? How confident were you at that point when you got the victory in map 1?
Well, on the first map, we were very confident, considering our motivation and preparing for the opponents. Like, we were ready to anything they would put into us and pick against us. That's it.
Well, you almost had it in game number 2. The Terrorblade was a bit of an issue for them, but I like the way that you guys, as a unit, worked. I feel like you've played a bit better than CIS Rejects did when you're looking the way that you coordinated, the way you communicated. Was there a lot of talk going on in your comms with, and who was leading the troops? Was it Antoa? Was it you? Who was leading the troops today?
It was actually not the different one, not the different person. I mean, we were all talking like too much in this game, and maybe there was something like a chaos, like everyone's like blah blah blah, like giving any info, like anything that was going in the game, that was happening in the game.
All right.
So that was more like it.
Okay, Harry, you got any questions for Arrow?
Yeah, of course, Arrow. So, in the last match you played against Gambit, and you didn't look so hot. So, what changed? Is it that Gambit are just harder to play for you, or were you just not prepared? What was the issue in the previous series that you played?
We're not prepared. I mean, we were kind of tilted before the game. Like,
Did someone ruin your pub?
no, not like that. I mean, we were just tilted. We were not just prepared like mentally. Our
Okay.
mentality was not on the good level.
So who helps you with preparing for mentality? Do you have a coach? Do you have someone talk to you, or is there one of the players who kind of takes the role of that?
We have a CEO, who is
Yeah.
like a coach, like a mental coach, psychologist in our team, and that's it.
Okay, so we're
He always helps us to improve, like, in mentality.
So I wanna go back to game 2, the one that you lost. You started off really well. You as a player, what do you think was the main issue there? Was it you not ganking the Terrorblade, or were there some other things that you think you should have done better in the game?
I think that TB was a good hero for Ramses, as you know. Uh, I guess it's his best hero, and we're like, there will be a TB, but anyways, maybe it's gonna be harder to play against PL, so we banned PL and forgot about TB being so strong. So in that game, we were confident to win. We were sure that we can win this game, but something went wrong when we couldn't kill TB as our course. We had not enough damage. That's all.
All
And
right, all
and
right.
coming back to this last one that you won, were you at any point scared when you saw the big team fight from CIS Rejects? Let's say that the mid lane fight when they jumped in, when it looked like their combo is gonna be super strong. Were you at least a bit afraid, or did you always feel like the game was going your way?
Moment- At this, at that very point, the very moment, we thought like we lost the game because everyone was stick to each other. Before the fight, I told them not to stay too close to each other. Then they're like, "Okay, let's go." In 2 or 3 seconds, they're like, "Wow, we lost. All right, let's play. Let's play. It's fine, guys. Or maybe." Then Sven goes to tier 2. We kill him. We kill him as 3, and also Invoker dies. And we're
Yeah,
like,
so
"Oh, it's fine, guys. We can. We're in the game."
And so your one more thing, your decision making when it comes to the items, you went for Yules here. I really liked it on the Weaver. Did you do you naturally build the Yules on the Weaver when playing against the Spirit Breaker, or was it just too good this game, given that they had both the SB and the Darkseer?
To be honest, it was only for Spear Breaker and Darkseer
Okay,
as well. So
okay,
that's why. But usually, mostly I don't like to buy Yules on Weaver. I would like
yeah,
to buy like Aghanims, Lotus, like more strengthful items.
All
okay.
right.
That's it.
Well, I'm gonna ask you a super serious question, Arrow. You ready for this one?
Sure.
Would you rather choose an elephant-sized duck or 100 duck-sized elephants?
Let me think.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Um,
An elephant-sized duck or 100 duck-sized elephants?
elephant-sized dog.
Okay, okay.
Only
Why
one.
would you do
One
that?
is enough.
One is enough.
Well, why would I like to? I mean, purchase a dog which is elephant sized and 100 of them. Where can I put them?
If you love a lot of
I have no plan.
animals.
Sure, I love animals. I would like to I'd like to purchase a dog sized a rat
Mm-hmm.
rather than sized elephant. But
Right.
what but 100 of them.
100 of them. Okay.
Yeah,
Are you more of a
that's
dog or
right.
a cat person, by the way?
Uh, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Okay,
Yeah,
that's a very political answer there. One more question, and then I'm gonna let you off the hook. So right now you took down one of the hardest opponents in the course of Division 2 CIS Rejects with 2-1. Next up, you're going to be facing up against Fantastic 5 in a couple days. What are you guys going to do in between these days? Are you going to do scrims, pup games a couple games per day, or what's your plan for the days in between?
today is our mid lane's birthday.
Oh,
That's
okay.
first of all.
Today.
Um, yeah, right now.
Well,
So you know what are we going to do right now after the game? The game ended, so
well, I
now we're
mean,
gonna
You're
celebrate it.
that's the perfect
okay.
birthday present, man.
Yeah.
You
And
guys did the
after
win.
that,
Yeah.
the next day after that, we're gonna train and play some scrims.
All right. Well, you guys have definitely earned a celebration. Do tell happy birthday to Hayes as well. I'm pretty sure Twitch
Sure.
chat wants to tell him as well. You got anything to say to the fans for V Gaming?
Well, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the motivation they give us. They always like support us anytime. No matter the results. If you lose or win, there are always people who always support us. Thanks for them a lot.
Thank you so much, Arrow, for the interview, and hope you have a very good birthday celebration today with
Thanks.
Hayes.
Thanks a lot. See ya.
See you, man.
Yeah.
Well, with that, V Gaming take their win against CIS Rejects, and okay, hang on, wait, can I get your camera back? There we go. We have watched quite the spectacle. I think this was the biggest underdog story we've seen, and a 3-map series that wasn't one-sided, Harry. We did get to see a bit of flavor here and there. I think this was the most exciting series we've had so far in the DPC EEU Div 2.
Yeah, and I think the series are gonna get more exciting from now on, given that the teams are getting to know each other. They're gonna find out each other's weaknesses. Now, CIS Rejects have lost 2 games, so the other teams are gonna look at what V Gaming did there, and they will adjust. CIS Rejects, they will adjust as well, and these teams will develop. That is the main thing in the Division 2, that the teams do develop throughout it. In Division 1, you see some people get worse. You see some teams fall off just because they're tier 1, and they have high expectations. Here everyone just wants to get better, and that's what we are getting from series to series, and it's only gonna get more amazing from now on, especially now when the big favorites have fallen to V Gaming, who after the last series against Gambit, they didn't look so hot. Everyone was kind of writing them off, but now we hear from Arrow that they were just a little bit tilted from for various reasons. So obviously, they're gonna make sure that it doesn't happen again, so they can give up a good show every single time.
I'm pretty sure they will. We've had a great series here, but it's time for us to close it out on the BTS2 channel. Thank you so much for everybody who have been watching and listening to us today, and also Arrow for that amazing interview at the end. V Gaming take the series, and we're here with T-Panda and Harry Freak. We're going to take a couple days off. We shall return on Thursday this week with our cast. So we will be leaving the Friday shift over to, I think, Rob and Roland Wingblade. So I wonder what they're going to be seeing there on the lower division preview game of the week. But we will be doing our final East European cast of this week, or, well, this halfway marker. This year even, actually. True, good point, because we are heading over to a winter Christmas break next week. So don't miss Thursday. Do show up. We're going to have a great game for ourselves and enjoy what happens in Division 2. But thank you from me. Thank you from Harry Freak. You got any final words before we close out the show?
I would get 100 duck-sized elephants.
You would get 100 duck-sized elephants. I would think I would do the same as well, unless you're living in a very cold place and you need meat and you need warmth for the winter. Otherwise, in that case, you would choose yourself an elephant-sized duck. Outside of that, thank you, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye. We'll see you next time.